Hello everyone. Today we're going to continue with information about nutrition and more specifically on breakfast snack items as well as advertisement used to promote the sales of these items. In our last lesson, I asked you a question as to what was the most important meal of the day. Did you by chance choose breakfast? If so, you were correct. Now, my question is, did you have breakfast this morning? And if so, what did you have? Was there any drink that you had with your breakfast? And do you think that the items that you chose would have fit into your meal plan and fulfilled the My Plate requirements or the recommended daily allowances? So thinking about all of those questions, we see that, breakfast is a very important part of our day because it's that first source of energy that we get. It's one of the most important things that anybody can do to maintain health and wellness, but it's often overlooked. In fact, teens usually choose to skip breakfast. I bet you there's a few of you in class that have skipped breakfast as well. In our lesson, we're going to learn more about the importance of breakfast and how advertising affects those choices that we make in choosing our foods for breakfast, snacks, and beverages. So at this point, what I want you to do is to pause this recording, and you're going to go back to the Google site, and right underneath this recording, you're going to see another short news clip that says, "Is breakfast the most important meal?" And then there's an article that reads NutriFacts, and it gives you some basic information about getting that smart start with breakfast. Once you finish reviewing those two pieces of material, then I want you to restart this recording. So go now and do that, and then come back. And we're back. So the importance of breakfast. If you were going to advocate for the importance of breakfast based on the information that you just reviewed, what are some of those facts or reasons that you would share? So one thing in particular the NutriFacts article mentioned was that those who skip breakfast do not metabolize the rest of their food efficiently as breakfast eaters do. And just to review that term, metabolize, metabolism is the process which our body produces energy. So it's actually taking the food that we eat and processing it so we get the energy out of it. So it's either taking the calories and converting them to energy, or possibly the fat or protein. And this is all dependent on the diet and the amount of food and the type of food that we put into our body. So the term breakfast literally means break a fast, with fast meaning a period of time in which a person does not eat any food. We have discussed the body's need for energy from the macronutrients to perform our bodily functions and daily activities. If the body does not have that needed energy, a person cannot perform physical activity or participate and think in class at their best. So eating breakfast provides a person with the needed nutrients and energy to begin the day. Companies spend billions of dollars each year marketing foods to children and teens to influence their food and beverage choices. Teens see and hear advertisements for food and beverages every day. An average teen sees 12 to 14 food ads each day on TV, on top of the countless ads that are seen on social media sites like Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Let's take a second and look at the three charts that were given to you at the beginning of class. I handed out a few handouts. So you have three different charts, and they have the top of them say the Federal Trade Commission, and each of them gives some data points to look at in terms of how advertising money is spent. So let's take a second and look at each of these charts. So the first one is the chart that is showing the reported marketing expenses by activity, food category, and age criteria. So if you pay attention here in the blue circle that you see where I circled in that first column on the left, it gives you all the different food categories. And then the very first column beside that is the amount of money spent in television advertising. Now you can compare how much is spent in television versus radio and print ads and so forth, but I thought since the television ads was one of the higher amounts, let's look a little bit at that specific that column with television ads and the food categories. Notice the amount spent in the categories I listed here: restaurant foods, carbonated beverages, breakfast cereal, and then fruits and vegetables. Interesting how little is spent on the nutritious food of fruits and vegetables. On the next chart, this one's a little bit different. It shows the expenditure of cross-promotion and marketing with celebrities. So at the far right, you see where it's talking about marketing with celebrities, and then I pulled a few pieces of data out. Notice the top three highest amounts of advertising with celebrities deal with carbonated beverages, snack foods, and dairy products. Think about how they fall in terms of nutrition. And the last chart is showing the actual nutritional characteristics, such as your calories, your sodium, your sugar. And so in this particular one, it's looking at advertisements specifically geared toward teens, and then the average of all the products advertised, the amount of calories and sodium and sugar and so forth that you'll find in those advertised products. So if you look at these details and compare that to the foods in your one-day meal plan, would you pick this particular food item to be a snack based on those nutritional characteristics? So you can continue looking at the charts for a second at your table and think about how you would fill in these questions, making some inferences. So you can discuss what other trends do you see in those different charts, and then fill in this paper. So there's a copy of this at your table. Then you can do this together as a group and complete those sentences. So you can pause this while you complete that and then come back. All right, now we're going to look at advertising techniques. Advertising, any different company, they're going to be using a lot of different techniques in order to do advertising. And today, you're going to be creating your own advertisements. You want to think about some of these techniques and which one that you might use in terms of fulfilling your activity through your own advertisement that you create. So some of them will choose to do a positive spin, which they're showing the positive effects that come with consuming a particular product, but they might leave out all the negative effects. So if there are negative effects, they're probably not going to mention them, so it makes it look all good. False images, showing physically attractive people in exciting social situations using a product. So it gives that false image of if you use this product, you're going to have the same great time. There's ad for gaming. These are food companies. They create online games to post on social media feeds so that teens will play those. New technologies and social media. So there's a lot of reward points when a teen likes their product on Facebook, or companies will send out tweets of new and exciting products to their followers. You also see these embedded in Instagram and Snapchat and so forth. As you're going through your feed, you'll get this pop-up of an ad right in the middle of it. The bandwagon approach is where you lead everybody to believe that everyone's doing this. So everyone's getting the new iPhone 11 and you should too, so they're creating that whole bandwagon kind of mentality. And then the celebrity testimonial. So I'm sure you've all seen celebrities advertise a product. Even our local Washington Capitals are doing pizza ads and sub ads and so forth by being a celebrity and promoting a product. So let's take a second and look at this particular aisle in a grocery store. And think back to those charts that we were looking at. And why do you think the advertisements for children and teens focus on the things such as like cereal that are full of sugar and so forth? So in this picture, you'll notice that not only are the boxes that you see right in front of you nice and colorful, but almost all of these cereals have a very high sugar content, and they're placed on shelves that are eye level for small children. And they often have characters on them that make it more attractive for children to reach to. So advertisement companies are they're only concerned about selling their product. Using color, product placement, celebrity endorsements, and games are all techniques to sell that product. A quick serve or fast food restaurant, carbonated beverages such as your sodas, breakfast cereal, snack foods, juice, and candy are things that children and teens in general have a choice in selecting either on their own or influencing what their parents buy. So they spend a lot of money on those particular categories because they know that actually there is a chance for those kids to have an influence. The word snack is usually thought of as eating unhealthy foods such as potato chips or drinking soda, but a snack really refers to a food that is eaten between meals. And since teens have high nutritional needs, at times between meals can be lengthy, having a snack can actually be a healthy behavior for teens as long as it's the right food. It's important that teens choose their snacks wisely. Just like at mealtime, they need to choose the snacks that are nutrient dense. So remember that a food that's nutrient dense has lots of value, nutritional value, and not a lot of calories. Fruits and vegetables are great choices for those in between snacks. So like I said, you're going to be working on creating your own advertisement today. You see here at the top, a local advertising agency has reached out and asked for your help, and they want to change their techniques and strategies by adding some new healthy products to the items that they promote and have them posted throughout the community. So they're asking for your help since you're a teenager. You're going to create an advertisement. It needs to be a breakfast snack or beverage item, and it needs to have some information on it that shows why it's healthy. And then you can pick your type of ad, so that can include a print media like you see on a bus or posted in a mall. It can be the cover of a cereal box, or it might even be something that you see on your social media. So you might look at your social media and see how those ads pop up, and what would you promote in social media if that was your choice. Remember, your advertisements are to sell the product. So you need to give a message, have a catchy slogan, give the information that's needed, but short and quick, and make sure it's appropriate for a teen audience, not an adult audience or a child audience, but you're really looking for that teen. After you finish your advertisement today, then you're going to complete your exit ticket. So I want you to brainstorm what you think these 3 topics have in common and what you need to remember about them. And then you'll take that information that you brainstorm, and you can do that on scratch paper or even in your head. And then you're going to take that information and write a haiku, remembering that a haiku poem has 3 lines. The first line has 5 syllables, second line is 7, and the last line is 5. So once you put that together and it's related again to those 3 topics, that breakfast, snacks, and advertising, and that relationship that they have together, and you're turning that into a haiku, and that will be your exit ticket today. So the 2 things you're doing is creating the advertisement and then doing your exit ticket after you've submitted your guided notes. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Until next time.